All right, AP Calc, let's do this. My printer isn't printing very well, so it seems very faded. I tried to like write it out, but yeah. So let's look at this lesson. It shouldn't be too bad. Here it's saying, given the graph of the function f below. So we know this is, we got to be very specific. This is f of x, okay? Now it says determine all intervals on the open interval from -9 to 9 where f prime of x is greater than 0 and f of x is less than 0. So the key thing is, how do you translate this into your own words or into English? What does this mean to you? So pause the video and try and, how do you interpret this? Okay. So here it's saying f prime of x is 0. So notice that if this is f of x, what does f prime of x represent? It's the derivative of the graph of f. But when we're talking about the derivative of f, we're talking about tangent lines. So here, what this is really saying is, when are the tangent lines, how would you translate this part, greater than 0? When are the tangent lines positive? Okay? When are the tangent lines positive? And when is f of x less than 0? How do you translate f of x is less than 0? You're saying when is the, when is the graph below the x-axis? Okay, that's what it's saying, because here it's saying when is f of x negative. But when is f of x negative? When it's below the x-axis. So you have to look over here within this graph. When are the tangent lines positive? And when you see those tangent lines, where they have to also be below the x-axis. So where do you see that on the graph? So notice, let's see. This part's a little bit easier. We only want things that are below the x-axis. Now, looking at this part over here, we're satisfying this, right? From -8 to -3, we're satisfying this condition. But how do we also satisfy this condition? When are the tangent lines positive? It's everything between -3 and -5, because if you look here, the tangent lines, that when you draw them, they're positive here. So to answer this question, it's just from everything between -5 and -3. And that's it. What I'd like you to do is, looking at this picture over here, same idea, and it's literally the same question, because it's saying when is f prime of x greater than 0, and when is f of x less than 0. Try and answer this question below looking at this graph. And what I'll do is I'll zoom in a little bit and try and answer it on your own. Okay. Let's see. So when is the graph below the x-axis? It's everything here. And when are the tangent lines positive? Well, if we look here, the tangent lines are negative, 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 0. Then from here to here, it's positive, 0, negative, 0, positive here. Okay, and that's it. So notice that what are the x values that it's coordinating with? It's everything between -5 and -2. So how do we actually write that? It's -5 to -2 union, what is this over here? Let's just say it's 0, right? 0 to, I guess, about 4. And that's it. This is the open interval where the graph of the derivative, this is from -5 to -2, union 0 to 4. During these intervals, the tangent lines are positive and it's below the x-axis. Okie dokie. Let's try and look at the next one. Here, what is this question saying? It's saying, when does f prime of x go from negative to positive? How do you translate this in your own words? When f prime of x goes from negative to positive. So this one's not too bad. It's saying when the tangent lines go from negative to positive. So let's take a look over here. Determine where it goes from negative to positive. Okay, so notice that here, negative, 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 0, positive. So definitely at negative 4 over here at this point. So at x equals negative 4 is one of them, because notice that the tangent lines are negative, 0, positive. Now this goes from positive to negative, so we don't want here. This goes from negative to positive, so here this is one of them at x equals 1. And from here this goes from negative to 0 to negative. So you see this goes negative to negative. It doesn't go negative to positive. Let's just make sure. Negative to positive. Negative to positive. Yeah, I'm sorry, this goes positive to negative. My bad. Okay, so it's just these two values. X equals negative 4, x equals 1. Okay, what I want you to do is, for this question here, try and translate this in your own, on your own. F prime of x is less than 0, f of x is greater than 0. How do you translate this in your own words? Okay, so here, what is this saying? It's saying, when are the tangent lines negative? And here, it's saying graph is positive, or when you say the graph is positive, you are above the x-axis. Okay, so let's take a look here. When are the tangent, well, this one's easier to find out first. When is the graph positive? So it's everything above the x-axis. So anything under, like here to here, we're not going to even look at. Now it's saying, when are the tangent lines negative? So here, the tangent lines are positive, from negative 7 to negative about 4.5, it's positive. Let's say negative 4. So, but from negative 4 to negative 3, your tangent lines are negative here. Okay? And what about over here? Let's see, tangent lines are positive. And this is a little weird. So it's here it's positive 0, then positive negative. So from here, this is negative, because everything from here to here, watch, you see the graph goes positive, 0, positive, but everything from, let's see, what is this x value? It is from 6 to 9. The tangent lines are negative, and it's above the x-axis. So how would you answer this question? It would be negative 4, open parentheses, negative 4 to negative 3, union 6, 9. Okay. All right, everybody. Not too bad of a lesson. So one little simple delta math, well, not simple, but a very straightforward delta math for you today. What I'd like you to do is try and answer these. I'll put up like 7 questions or so for today. I hope this video helped. I'll see you later today.